Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, it's official.
Siyempre, ang hirap nung dynamics namin ngayong pamilya.
It's Binay versus Binay for the Makati mayoral seat.
Wala naman dahilan para hindi ako pwedeng tumakbo.
A daughter who vows to keep her post.
She has already said many times that ibang Binay siya. Hindi siya yung makikisalamuha dun sa babae. Inamin naman niya yun.
And her brother, who believes that he can lead the city better.
Well, I think what's more important is sino yung gusto ng mga taong maglingkod ngayon dito sa lungsod. So, I think that's the more important question.
Former Makati Mayor Junjun Binay joins us live. And later, you're never too young to travel to places like this baby. That's for today's In Focus. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. It's all in the family as a showdown of two Binays loom in the battle for Makati City's top post for the 2019 elections. On Wednesday, incumbent City Mayor Abby Binay files her certificate of candidacy, accompanied by her father, former Vice President Jejomar Binay. Her brother also registered his candidacy on Tuesday, saying he wants to bring back the kind of Binay service to the business city. Despite concerns that this could further divide the Binay family, the father of both Binay says it's up to Makati voters to decide. Let's go straight to the source of the story, former Makati Mayor Junjun Binay. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Pinky.
It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a long time. What have you been busy with prior to this, well, your filing of your certificate of candidacy?
I've been enjoying my private life. I've been spending a lot of time with my children, training for triathlon. So I've been out of politics for quite a while.
So it's final, sir. You filed your certificate of candidacy Tuesday. Mayor Abby filed her certificate of candidacy Wednesday. It's all public knowledge now. It's Binay versus Binay. What happened?
There's a very strong clamor on the ground for that Binay kind of service or leadership to be back in the city of Makati. So I've gone around the city and just try to get the feel of what's on the ground. And there's really a clamor. You have 13 of the 16 regular councilors bolting out of my sister. And then you have 21 of the 33 barangay captains pledging support to me.
What happened? Why are they pledging support to you? And number two, what is the Binay kind of public service? Did Abby not do that?
Well, first of all, I think it's best for us to leave it to the councilors and barangay officials to explain their side. Basically, it's this dissatisfaction. I mean, it's been 2 years. My sister worked with them, and it reflects something about that kind of leadership. Now, that being a brand of governance, what we're talking about here is that this was started by my father. We go down, we plant our feet on the ground. We talk to the people, we discuss with them certain issues, and then we implement our projects for the people of Makati. And then you have that feedback mechanism. So, people enjoy that you're there, yes,
yeah.
Diba? And many times my sister has admitted na, she will not go down and hindi yun yung style niya. So I think she's more comfortable being there in City Hall.
So, hindi style ni Mayor Abby na bumaba sa mga tao, kausapin sila?
Hindi, ang ginagawa niya really more is like a town hall meeting. She has her ugnayans, but walking around, talking to the common folk.
Yeah.
Hindi niya kaya. I think hindi siya comfortable dun sa ganun.
Hindi siya yon.
Siya nagsabi noon na hindi siya yon.
Hindi siya yon. So, okay, before we go there, I just wanted to bring this in because Mayor Abby filed her certificate of candidacy Wednesday. She was accompanied by your father, VP Binay. You filed yours on Tuesday. You were accompanied by Senator Nancy. So first of all, is VP Binay, why did VP Binay not accompany you during your COC? Does that mean he's endorsing Mayor Abby?
Well, let's bring it back. Monday, my father gave a statement that he'll be neutral. Okay, and then I filed my COC with my sisters Tuesday. My father was supposed to join me. In fact, he called me after I filed to apologize for not making it.
Wait, but didn't you tell him, Dad, pupunta ako magpa-file ako ngayon?
Alam ng father ko. That's why my sister Anne, she was with my father early in the morning. But my father apologized after I filed my COC. Anyways, I think, Pinky, for me, my sisters joined me when I filed my COC. And, someone from the family should also show moral support, not necessarily giving the blessing to one of the siblings. So my father has given a statement that he will be neutral in this election, that he will leave it to the people of Makati to decide. And if my sister will insist that she's being endorsed by my father,
Yes.
then she will be showing that my father is not a man of his word.
But here's the confusion. Mayor Abby is saying she has the blessing of your father, and that could be proven to me by your father accompanying her during her filing of her COC. We're also showing a statement of the former vice president already. But you filed your COC, and your father wasn't there. So to the common, siguro to our minds, ine-endorse ni VP Binay si Mayor Abby at hindi si Junjun. Yun po yung, kahit na meron po tayong pinakita namang statement ni VP Binay.
Kasi, Pinky, parang optics di ba?
Exactly.
And that will be construed that way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is that he gave a statement Monday. And I would believe that my father is a man of his word. And therefore, my sister Abby should not insist that she's being endorsed.
But here's the thing, sir. I hope you don't mind my interrupting. Monday, he gave a statement. Tuesday, you filed your COC, hindi kanya sinamahan. Wednesday, nag-file si Mayor Abby, sinamahan niya. So to me, that means medyo...
Well, it's not the whole story. My father called to apologize.
Okay. Sige, tama.
So, we have to give the complete story. Had my father not called me to apologize, then this would have been a different story.
Okay. Help us understand the situation. Your dad called when, and when was the last time you spoke to him, and what did he say to you? Sa iyo namang galing.
I had lunch with him Sunday, and then he came from a pilgrimage. They just came back from Vatican. So they had that pilgrimage, and we waited for my father. So kami ni na Ate Nancy and Anne, we had the usual family lunch, and that usual family lunch, hindi rin naman kasama lagi doon si Ate Ab. It's been years actually, hindi naman siya pumupunta doon sa mga family lunches sa bahay ng father ko. And my father said, yeah, go ahead and run. I will not stop you. And that let's have a joint statement that I'll be neutral in this election.
Is that the last time you spoke to him?
Then he called me. He called me Tuesday to apologize for not making it during my filing. So, I mean, again, this is optics, and it can pwedeng explain in many ways, okay? But again, I would like to hold on to the word of my father that he will be neutral in this election. So, and then I can't speak for him, di ba? So I think this will be
pinanghahawakan mo na lang yung sinasabi niya sa'yo.
This will be better cleared by my father if we get a chance to talk to him, or di ba?
So the last time you spoke to him was Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay, after when he apologized na hindi kanya nasamahan.
Yes.
Okay. When are you planning to speak to him again? I mean, how difficult is it to reach out to the vice president, to your dad?
It's not difficult. I regularly see my father. Wala kaming ganung issue naman ng tatay ko. Even if, we have this, we have issues in the family, I still make it a point that I give all the respect to my father. So, punta ako doon, I talk to my dad, we have lunch.
Okay, may tanong lang ako, and I hope I get an honest answer. Nagtampo ho ba kayo nung sinamahan ni VP Binay si Mayor Abby?
Well, for me, natuwa ako for Ate Ab, at least kasi meron siyang naging kasama. Ako naman, kasama ko naman yung mga kapatid ko. So, uunawain ko na hindi na naman din magiging maganda na wala siyang naging kasama ng miyembro ng pamilya namin.
Mayor, paano ho ba namin iintindihin ang sitwasyon? In every family, kahit po kami, 6 din kami, siguro nagkakaroon ho ng alitan, samaan ng loob, pero pasensya na ho kayo, this is for public consumption.
Okay.
And kayo po, kasama niyo yung Ate Ann ninyo, si Senator Nancy, ikaw, yung kabila po, si Mayor Abby, paano ho ba to? Si Senator Nancy ho ba nasa side ninyo dahil kasama niya kayo nung COC at hindi niya sinamahan si Mayor Abby? Is that safe to say that you have the support of Senator Nancy?
Well, again, I think si Ate Nance will better explain that. But I would think that she was really there to give moral support. Kung meron siyang in-endorse, not said anything. Probably in the coming days.
She hasn't said anything. But you say you have Sunday lunches, andun siya, sinasabi niyo wala si Mayor Abby. Hence, I'm sure pinag-uusapan niyo po ito.
Yeah, but publicly, Pinky, wala namang sinasabi yung sister ko. And I think, I cannot again speak for my sister. In the
Ayaw mo
same
sabihin
token
sa
that I
amin.
cannot, hindi naman.
What is private?
It's not private, it's just that, let's leave it to them. Kasi, di ba, yung mga tao na yan, nasa hustong gulang din naman at kaya naman nilang ipaliwanag yung sarili nila. And I cannot do that for them. If my sister Nancy is supporting me, if my mom is supporting me, hindi ko kasi ugali na ako pa yung magsasalita dito sa mga tao na ito.
Actually, yun yung next tanong ko, where's your mom in all this?
My mom, she's jet lagging actually. And, because, you know, she's turning 75. And after that long trip, she just really wanted to rest. And she wanted to resolve issues within the family. She's really doing her best to, you know, patch things up between me and my sister.
Okay.
So, you know, my mom is a mom. And kung meron man siyang kikilingan sa amin, hindi niya naman para sabihin sa amin yon or sabihin dun sa ibang mga tao.
It's what a mom would do possibly
Well,
really to...
probably, Pinky, any parent should not join the fray of their siblings. Kasi if you do that, then there's something not right in that situation.
But I can also imagine parents talking to Mayor Abby and Mayor Junjun saying, only one of you will have to run. We don't want this out in the public. Pwede rin yun, di ba?
Well, that was discussed. Yung nga lang hindi na nga nangyari. So we move forward now. We have both filed our COCs. And now it goes beyond my dad, my mom,
Wala na.
my sister. Pinapaubaya. Sinabi na nga ng father ko at sinasabi rin namin na ipaubaya na lang natin to sa mga taga Makati.
Bago po tayo mag-break, sinabi ba ni VP Binay sa'yo, Junjun, huwag ka nang tumakbo?
At one point, he was convincing me not to run. Kasi nung una, hinihimok ako tumakbo ng Kongreso. And then, nung sabi ko hindi ako interesado dyan, and then we have that disqualified na ako.
Yeah.
Oh, so, di ba?
Pag-uusapan natin yan, sir.
So, it's from being able to run for Congress to being disqualified. So, may ganun eh. Parang, di ba? May kita natin, may konting pihit dito. So, yes, he did. He talked to me, in fact, several times. But I have been explaining to him, you know, there's a public clamor. Again, we cannot deny that more than 2/3 of the city council they have taken their support from my sister. They formed now
Lumipat na
the
sa'yo.
majority.
All right, we'll be talking about this disqualification because you were dismissed by the Ombudsman in 2015. This is supposed to be overturned by the Court of Appeals, but there is this called perpetual disqualification. Sir, we'll discuss that after the break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. We'll be right back. Watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, former Makati Mayor Junjun Binay. For those watching us, you can watch us on Facebook because during the break, nagpapatuloy yung pag-usapan namin ni Mayor Junjun. Sir, when was the last time you spoke to Abby? Nagkaroon ho ba kayo ng usapan? Nagkaroon ho ba ng, wag ka nang tumakbo, ako nala, kailan? Yun na lang. Tell us that.
Last time I saw her was my birthday, July 12. So, we don't regularly see her because she has never joined, you know, family lunch or dinner. So yan. So there. So
Nung nakita kayo, anong nangyari, sir? Anong pinag-usapan ninyo? Because
well, she just greeted me. There was a little bit of a scenario. But,
ano ba yung scenario?
Yeah.
Ano yung scenario na nangyari nung birth? Saan tong birthday mo?
nag-treat ako dun sa dad's. And then, you know, she greeted me. And then she had her mascot. She had everyone there.
Mascot?
Yeah, may mascot pa nung birthday ko. Mascot niya. Nandun sa birthday ko.
May mascot ni Mayor Abby sa birthday
Yeah,
mo.
exactly.
Ano yung nangyaring?
And then there was a band playing Happy Birthday when she arrived.
O bakit nagkaroon ng senaryo?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we've not talked for a long time. And there were more than 500 guests that time. So I mean, you know, again, I think it was already getting obvious that there has been a lot of support coming from the ground.
I see. Okay. Pero you invited her to your birthday?
Yes.
Okay. Describe your relationship with Mayor Abby, sir.
Well, she's my sister. She's older than me by 2 years. But she has not been joining the family activity. We rarely see her.
Are you... Yeah, but how would you describe your relationship with her aside from she being your ate?
Uh, it's hard, Pinky, because
Does it exist? Is it a non-existent?
ganyan lang, Pinky. She left the house after high school. She studied in UP Los Baños. So she was there for 5 years. And then when she came back to Manila, she decided not to go back to my parents' house. So she moved out again for another maybe 4.5 years. Kasi nag-law school naman yung sister ko. And then she
right.
got married. Okay. Now I have my other sisters. We were in one house.
Kasama
We
kayo.
got married. We had our children. So we were all together. So, di ba, obviously, I'll have a better relationship with my two other sisters.
So you weren't very close to her. You were
Exactly.
not close to her. Is it safe to say that?
You know,
She's your sister, but you're not close to her.
we may
sir.
have our own differences, but you know, there are times that we also support each other. Say, for example,
She said she supported you, sir, during the time with the anomalies in the Makati Science Sites, Makati Building Part 2, kasama kanya. Let me bring this picture in. See, this is one I want. I want to go back to this. When you were disqualified, sir, in 2015, ang pumalit ho sa inyo as OIC was your
Vice
Mayor,
Mayor.
no? Si Kid Peña. Okay. Pagkatapos po nun, pinatakbo si Mayor Abby Binay, and here's a family photo. It's you, Mayor Abby, Senator Nancy, your mom, and your father all supporting her when she was going to run back then in 2016. Did you have full faith that Mayor Abby will be able to do a good job, o talagang wala ka lang choice, parang ganun kasi na-disqualify ka?
no, ganito yan, Pinky. Even if I was disqualified for the 2016 election, there was no reason for me not to run. I could still have run for mayor. But because of that, you know, scuffle, my father was running for president, and, you know, all eyes on Makati, so they were hitting on Makati, and of course, I'm the mayor of Makati, so I was collateral damage in that whole
Tsaka
thing.
may kaso ka. Diba? Yun.
Pero, Pinky, yung kaso na yun, kung titingnan nga natin, wala naman akong naging part talaga in that whole process. Yung bidding, what have you, wala ako doon. The only thing I signed there was a voucher. I didn't even sign a check or whatever. It was a voucher. It was a commitment done during the time of my father. But since he was elected as vice president, eto na ngayon yung mga naiwan. So it was incumbent upon me to honor those contracts.
Okay.
So I had totally nothing to do with that whole process,
Okay.
except for the fact that, you know, we had to pay people who had rendered service for the city of Makati.
So, when she was going, so sabi niyo, balikan po natin yun, she was going to run. Did you have full faith and confidence in her?
Yes. In fact, I supported her during the 2016 campaign. I went around convincing people to vote for my sister. I opted not to run. It was my choice. It was a decision that I told my parents, my father. I told my dad, I want you to win. Ayoko na problemahin mo pa
Ikaw,
ako.
oo, problema
And
ka pa.
kaya nga dito lumalabas yung usapan na, was there really an agreement that she will just stay there for one term?
Yes.
Actually, there is.
Okay, yun na nga. I wanted to go there. Is it true she was just supposed to stay from 2016 to
Well,
20?
the agreement is that she'll just stay there for one term. And that whole discussion happened in City Club. You know, friends of my father, friends of the family were all there during that discussion.
How about your parents? Were they there?
My father was there.
So alam ni
my mom.
VP na Mayor Abby's only supposed
Well,
to stay for
I think
3 years.
if at all, he should be reminded of that. But I think, Pinky, more importantly is that we're now at this stage, you know, after the 2016 election, my sister became mayor, okay? She was given the chance to prove herself, and now there is a public clamor, and now the people of Makati needs to decide.
All right. Just very briefly, we have very little time left. Sir, perpetual disqualification. I just want to go back to 2015, disqualified by the Office of the Ombudsman. Sinabi po meron tong perpetual disqualification. This was overturned, please correct me if I'm wrong, by the Court of Appeals. But this is still under appeal before the Supreme Court. So, ano ho ba? Are you perpetually disqualified?
No, Pinky.
Sige.
There are two cases. One is for City Hall Building 2 and the
Makati
Makati
Science.
Science High School. Yung Makati Building 2, that was already reversed by the Court of Appeals. Hence,
Tapos na yan?
yung perpetual disqualification was reversed. And then there was a new case. It was rendered before the OMB retired. and then there's an accessory penalty. Okay? So it has to be clear. The perpetual disqualification
Tapos na yun.
is an accessory penalty. So meron ulit na binigay for the science high school. May kita mo dito na parang pwede mo lang piliin kung sino yung pwede mong bigyan ng perpetual disqualification. Because there are other officials who are facing charges probably more serious than the cases filed against me, but they were never perpetually disqualified. Okay? So parang pwede mo lang piliin. And again, moving forward, we have the right to appeal. The perpetual disqualification is not final and executory. Pinky, let me make it clear, wala pa akong kaso na umakyat sa Supreme Court. Nasa Court of Appeals at yung ibang kaso nandun na rin sa Sandigang Bayan. And at this point, I would like it also to be clear that since there is no final judgment, then I am presumed innocent.
Okay, because it's hindi pa final and judgment. Just like, I guess, how you're saying, like any other congressman who's been rendered guilty by a lower court,
Pinky,
sir, pending appeal before.
We have Halosos versus Comelec, and we have Dimapilis versus
Okay.
Comelec.
Sir-
Yung kay Halosos nga, he was already transferred to the New Bilibid prison
Yeah,
and still won in the election.
Kasi talagang kailangan final and executory by the Supreme Court. Sir, I'll give you a scenario. What if they will siguro sabihin po nila na talagang guilty kayo. So ang pinag-uusapan na natin is the Makati Science High School, no? Tama, sir? I'm correct, no? If they say you're guilty and you are, if, sir, the Supreme Court affirms a conviction, while...
Pinky, mahaba pa yung proseso eh. In fact, we're on the early stages of my appeal dun sa Science High School because
Appeal
this
sa
was-
CA, sir.
Yes, because this just came out very recently. So it will be a long process. You know how
I know,
the
sir.
judiciary works in this country, and therefore, let's allow that natural process to happen.
I understand that. Sir, I want to bring this in because in the Facebook page of Mayor Abby, kasi you're saying that there's a clamor, but she says that, let's bring this in the graphics. In the past 2 years, so pag sinabi mong 2 years, my understanding would be that would be the Vice Mayor, OIC, no? In City Hall. Sinabi niya, parang the City Hall was, we found the city government in a state of neglect and disorder. Worse, dirty politics and shameless political patronage had taken their toll on basic social services. Sir, 2 years ago, who is that? That's Kid, no? That is
Actually, si Kid, 1 year.
2015
1 year,
to
1 year siya.
2016.
1 year siyang umupo as
But yes, ibig ko sabihin, sir, pag sinabi niya kasi yan, parang naibabalik ko dun sa time na paalis ka na, papasok si OIC Kid
Okay.
Peña. Okay. And there's another one because you're saying that there's a clamor of the people dahil nga hindi siya. She says that this is the first time that they have posted double-digit growth during her administration since the past 12 years that she had since siguro kayo yun kasi yung 12 years ito po.
Well, hindi lang ako yun because my father was mayor for many years. And if you're saying that everything was in disarray, sana hindi na nanalo yung tatay namin under that slogan that ganito kami sa Makati because my dad did a very good job, Pinky.
Yeah, sir, let's qualify ha. Kasi sabi niya, 2 years ago, we found the government in disarray. So, in 2
Okay.
years ago, I'm just binabalikan ko lang po yun. I'm assuming hindi kayo yun at hindi yun din yung CVP. Ito
Yeah.
po yung sinabi niya. All these efforts have begun to pay off. For the first time in 12 years, Makati posted a double-digit growth in its revenue collections. For the year 2017, for the first time, Makati obtained the highest audit rating from the Commission on Audit. So yan ho yung kanyang sinasabi na naging maganda naman kanyang serbisyo.
Yeah. Ang problema natin, we're talking about numbers. We're not talking about people. Okay? We're saying double digit. Double digit of what? That does not mean anything on the ground. For them, the services must be given to them. Napaayos bang ospital? Nagkaroon ba ng magandang ospital na mapupuntahan yung mga tao? And all that. So, let's not talk about numbers. Kaya nga ito yung sinasabi. Kasi, ang paulit-ulit niya sinasabi is that the Binay, she wants to be remembered for that subway. And I'm saying, you know what? The Binay legacy will not be about a subway. It's about us serving the people of Makati and serving them well. It will not be anchored on any project. Just like, saying, oh, this is a nice city. No, yung city is not, it's not nice because of the buildings. it's nice because of the people living in that
Right.
city.
Just a last question. Good job ho ba ang naging panunungkulan ni Mayor Abby, sir? Yes or no?
Well, if she has done something for the city, then let's congratulate her.
All right.
All I'm saying here at Pinky, kami rin naman binigyan ng award. Yung NCC nga, yung National Competitive Commission, we were #1 during my time. I think that speaks a lot of
Volumes.
things during my time. And this was under, Bill Luz. And right now, nasaan na ngayon yung Makati?
Wala ba? Wala.
Alam ko hindi kami #1.
Okay. At ang Vice Mayor niyo, sir, is it
Munsur?
All right. Maraming salamat kay former, sir, sorry, wala na po tayong oras, former Makati Mayor Junjun Binay. CNN Philippines is also trying to get the side of Makati Mayor Abby Binay. We'll bring you that update as soon as she becomes available for us. This is The Source on CNN Philippines coming up. Too young to travel? Well, this baby proves that age is not an issue. That's for today's In Focus. Time now for today's In Focus here on The Source. An epic cross-country trip in the United States by a baby, and she may become the youngest to do so. Watch this. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.